Hello you guys, what's going on? My name is Hocus Pocus and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. This is episode 76 of the series, and if you guys were with me for the last episode, you'll remember that we completed the final stages of the spawning platforms for our mob farm, which you can see just above my head there. Of course, it's a lot bigger than what you can see on the screen, but due to the clouds, a lot of it is being cut out of the picture. So, as I said, 20 platforms now complete for the monsters to spawn on, or the mobs if you will. And today we will probably continue work on that thing to try and bring it closer to completion. So let's take a quick hop and a jump and a fly up to the top so we can hopefully get above the clouds and you can gain a better perspective of what is going on here. So as you can see, this is the very tip-top spawning platform, number 20. And by the sounds of it, there are already mobs spawning, which of course isn't ideal because I might need to go down there and do a bit more work before this thing is completed, but at the same time it's good to see just so that we can make sure that mobs are indeed going to spawn here for us. But as I said, we will be continuing work with this today, so we're on the top right now and you can see it's a long way down. So I think in today's episode we will probably aim to get the ceiling on top of this thing so that it can start spawning mobs. Maybe give it a little bit of a test, and if we get that far we can then think about what we're going to do with the collection system down below. But as for now, I'm going to head back and watch the Nembomb video, the tutorial that teaches you how to create this thing, and see how he goes about putting the ceiling on top of his farm. So as you can see, we've got 1, 2 and 3 of the key elements of the ceiling in place at the moment. This is basically just a structure to allow me to see where we need to go from this point. So this is how you go about constructing the ceiling. You want to go out 8 blocks to the edge here so that it lines up with the rest of the farm, and then you want to go a further 15 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then for the 15th we're going to be using andesite once again, so we have to line up a jump here. There we go, 15. So let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we should line up with the edge there. Perfect. So from this point on, you just want to build out diagonally. So we're just going to spread out the blocks like this, just as we did down below as well. We can keep taking them across until, of course, we meet up and connect this andesite block with this andesite block with a diagonal line. So I'm going to be doing that on all sides to complete the ceiling. And once we've completed it, we'll bring you back in and then we can see where Nembomb takes us from there with his tutorial. We're just about halfway through completing the roof slash ceiling of this thing, and I severely underestimated the number of slabs required. So we're going to have to head back down to the base very quickly and grab some of those. And this is probably one of the most fun things about building this farm, is jumping down and gliding down to the surface. I love doing this every single time I have to. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Just before the sun is going down as well, which is nice. We can get out of the way of all those horrible creatures out there that want to murder me, and I don't really know what the reason why. They're just very hostile, you know. The locals are very hostile. So as we are heading down here, I just want to discuss quickly where we're going to take the farm after this point. So I don't really know in terms of the build where we have to progress from this situation, but I do know that we're going to have to light up a few areas. One of those, or possibly 2 of those, being the mountains either side of the farm itself, because the ceiling is going to be hanging over the top of those surfaces, meaning that mobs probably will be able to spawn there as well, maybe even during the day. So I'll probably take some torches up there and just light that up, just to ensure that we aren't causing ourselves any issues in that regard, because of course we do want all of the mobs to be inside of the system if we can help it. That should allow us to then control what happens. So we will do that after we are done with the farm itself. Aside from that, everything is looking good. So I'm going to take this stone over to the crafting bench, craft up as many slabs as I possibly can with what I've got, and we're going to head back up there and hopefully finish that roof off without having to come back down here anymore. Okay, so it was enough. Thankfully, we didn't have to head back down to small storage to gather any more materials, and the roof to this farm is now complete. So this should be blocking light from entering the majority of the layers, if not all of them. I suppose that's the purpose at the end of the day, so it probably should block light to all of them. As you can see, it's just one huge diagonal square, as I was explaining in the last episode, kind of like one of the spawning platforms, except much larger. Of course, it has a an extra 15 blocks on each corner, so it is going to be much, much greater. Anyway, I think what we should do is fly down here and see if we can find any mobs in our... Holy moly, there's a lot of mobs in our farm. Wow. Okay, so this thing is going to be quite effective, it may seem, and already you can see there are mobs spawning on the... mountains either side of the farm as well, which is something I was semi-worried about, but it's something we can easily fix. I'm going to try and fly into the layers that have torches in and get rid of those. That will allow the spawning to commence on these platforms, hopefully. So let's get rid of those and then try and take a fly back up to the layer above, if we can. But yeah, I'm quite pleased actually at how effective this thing appears that it's going to be. So we can land just in here. Did they go for me? A few mobs are going for me and falling to their demise. Unlucky to them. Okay, so these are the last few torches. I don't think I placed any more in any other layer. So after this, we're going to hop down and try to light up this mountain a little bit. Can we get up there without flying? It appears that we can. Good. So I did see a skeleton up here. We might have to take him out. There's a few mobs as well that are hanging around that we don't want to irritate. So let's just pop a torch here. Pop one there. Pop one there. And we'll place a couple just going down the side like so, to ensure that we aren't getting any spawns here at all. And then at some point we'll come and figure out something to make this mountain look a little bit better whilst also voiding spawns. So there we go. Farm is just about ready to begin working. Now I just have to watch the Nembomb video to figure out how we commence the water that will allow the farm to take action. Obviously the water is going to push the mobs off the edge. They're going to fall down to the magma blocks down there. And then once we have all of that figured out, we can go ahead and start to come up with a plan to collect all of the items in a singular location. Okay, so to progress on from this point, we need to create ourselves a hopper clock to run this thing. So we are going to do that by tearing down this block. We don't need that. We're going to pop a lever there. And then we're going to have two hoppers that face each other like so. And then behind that, we want a block there. Actually, no, we don't. We want a block here. So we're going to have a full block there. And then same right here. Full block there. And then we want another block here, I think. And the same on the other side as well. One there. Perfect. And then we need two redstone dust. One on each side like so. And from here, we want to place two comparators. One facing that way, one facing that way. And then two sticky pistons. One like so, one like so. And then a redstone block in between the two. So to allow this to work, I believe we need to place 28 items in here. So what should we use? I guess we could use some slabs. We've got a lot of those. So let's pop those in, power this on, and see what happens, I guess. Wait, what's going on here? Do we need that lever? Oh, I think you can turn that on to stop the clock from running, maybe. Let's go and see what's happening down here. Okay, so here we go. It does look like we're getting some action, which is nice to see. Some creepers not dying though, which could be an issue. Right, okay, so it seems to be working, which is good. We've got a few strays making their way towards me and a lot of lag. Okay, I guess that's why. No. Oh god, he's gonna blow, isn't he? He's gonna blow. Okay, 3, 2, 1. No! Okay, it's fine. He didn't actually destroy any of the structure at all, which is good, because that was what I was worried about the most. But this farm is causing a ton of lag. There's no wonder they that Nembon included an on and off switch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to collect up all this loot, because this is nice. We're getting a lot of gunpowder, which is what we're after. 23 so far. And of course, we haven't been using the farm for that long. And then once I've gathered up all of this, I'm going to probably turn the farm off for now and think about the next steps, which of course is going to be installing a collection system underneath the farm so that we can have all of the items coming into a bunch of central chests. One last point I want to make is, how on earth do the hermits survive their server when Tango has a farm like this, but with 4 towers. I will never know. Firstly, I just want to bring your attention to this right here. So, aside from a few items that did go up here into this segment of the chest, I decided to just bring in the loot that we got from that short session of using the farm. So this thing's kind of crazy. It produces results pretty damn quick. So in that short time, we got over a stack of gunpowder, which is mainly what we built this farm for. We didn't get any redstone dust. I don't know what that's all about. We got 46 rotten flesh, as you can see, 59 string, 47 arrows, 55 bones, and 10 spider eyes. So this thing is going to produce the loot faster than we can probably handle it, which is kind of crazy. But I've had a little bit of an idea about what I'm going to do here. So the items get pushed to these blocks here under the slabs. So I think if we just dig down, we can allow the blocks to fall down into a section that we will eventually build below. And then we can just redirect them using water or pistons or something similar, and hopefully just bring them all into the middle of this farm, but down a few layers underground. And then we will think about what sort of collection system we're going to use. I mean, there aren't very many we can use. It's obviously going to involve hoppers and chests, but aside from that, we will have a bit of water in there and maybe some other things, depending on, as I said, what that room eventually looks like down below, because of course we're going to have to use a lot of water and maybe a lot of pistons as well. So we might not have the space to go ahead and build anything too fancy. We might just have to build a quick access terminal or an access chest that allows us to delve into the items. But really what I want to do is probably aim to filter out the gunpowder, because that is the most important item, as I said, that is going to come out of this farm. So if we can filter out the gunpowder, then and give ourselves easy access to that, then that's probably what we should do, because the rest of the items I really don't care too much about, and they don't really have much use to me, because of course we already have the skeleton farm down in the base itself, and zombie flesh is kind of useless as well as the items that you get from spiders. So I'm going to probably put a bit of work into organizing something here, maybe come up with a design, and then I'll bring you guys back in and we can check it out or get to work on it. Either of those two scenarios work perfectly for me. Alright, so we're at a point now where we can start to think about routing the items to where we need them to go. So I've cleared out this area underneath the farm, as you can see. It's just a 2-block tall area that is the same size as the farm itself, or the lower layer of the farm itself, the collection area. And I want to just bring some water down here and start pouring it in and just see where the streams end up, because I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. So I'm just going to fill up 10 buckets here, which we have in the chest. We're going to head over this way. I think this is the quickest access to water that we currently have. So we'll go down here, fill up the 10 buckets. Then we will take them underneath the farm, and I'm just going to start putting them down periodically around the room, and we will just see where that takes us, because I'm hoping that by putting water streams around the edge of the room underneath the farm, it will all just flow to the center. I'm not sure if that is how it's going to work. As I said, I'm hoping that's how it's going to work, so we will see. But if it does work that way, then we can probably maintain this design. So I'll put one there for now and see how far that goes. Okay. So what we've got here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's go 1, 2, and then 3. We'll put one in there as well. That already is looking not very good. So we will just go ahead and do that. Get rid of these guys and bring some more in. We'll put one in that corner there. Put one in that corner. Okay, see, now we're making source blocks, which is exactly what we don't want to do. So we might have a few issues here. I'm going to have to fill this back in so that we can try again. And then we'll see what we can do. Is there anything else? Yeah, we can probably fill up a couple of our buckets here using those. So we'll take that, that, and that. And then we will clamp you in with the grass and you. Let's bring it down to no water again so that we can try again. It's just about trying to find out if there's any formation of water streams that will allow us to, as I said, route items into the center without too much fuss. If we do that, what happens? Okay, that isn't going to work, is it? That definitely isn't going to work, because then we get a source block, so we don't want to do that. How about if we do not that? We want to get rid of that source block there as well and try again. Right, this is tough. This is tougher than I thought. I might have to do this off camera. So if we go one there and one there maybe, and then one there, what does that do? That is pushing into that corner, isn't it? Very awkwardly, which is strange. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought. So I think what I'll do is I'll try and work this out off camera if I can. And if not, we'll have to think up a different design technique. But for now, hold tight and we will see what happens. Okay, so quite obviously we are down in small storage, and the reason for that is because I cannot get the water to work for the life of me. So I'm going to quit fooling around with it. It's probably something I should do a bit more research into, because I'm not great with how water works now, especially since the aquatic update. It changed a lot of things, so might be something to take a look at in the future if we are going to need to use water anywhere. It would have been easier for this build, definitely, to use water, but I just can't figure it out. So unfortunately, we're going to have to waste, well, not waste, but we're going to have to use a bunch of iron, and I'm just going to go ahead and craft a stack of hoppers, I think. It's probably the best idea. So 1, 2, 3... We need 5 stacks of iron. This is going to use a lot of our iron up, which is not good, but it's got to be done. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We just need one more stack. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to have to do a bunch of mining. You can see we've just depleted a huge amount of our iron resource. We've still got 18 ore in there. We can craft up another block from this as well, which I will quickly do before we move on here. There we go. And pop that back in the chest as it should be. There we go. So as I said, iron stocks really depleted there. We're actually lower on iron than we are on diamonds at the moment, based on just the blocks and the blocks and ingots alone. Of course, we do have a bit more iron here that will boost us up, but that would still leave us at less iron, because that will only be 2 blocks right there. So that will leave us at 58 and 1, whereas we've got 58 blocks of diamond and 5, which is kind of crazy, really. But that's the way things go in this game. Diamond is used for a lot less than iron. So we are now going to need 64 chests. Hopefully I've got the wood for that. Apparently not. We'll use this. We'll get rid of that. We'll use this. I'm just going to head over to the tree farm. Check if we've got any in stock over there. If not, I probably will do a little bit of wood cutting quickly, because we are going to need a lot of wood here for this. Do we have any over here is what I was wondering. Ooh, we do. That I don't know if that's going to cut it. We'll try, though. There's a crafting bench just over here that we'll use for now. So let's just convert all of these into chests. We are looking for 64 chests. Yeah, I think this will do the trick, actually. So from 1 stack, we've made 32. I actually massively overestimated the amount of wood that we're going to need. There we go. And then you guys in there. And then one more. Should take us to 64. Perfect. Then we can line up all of the materials to create the craft. There we go. And that'll give us 64 hoppers. So I'm going to go and put some of these into action underneath the farm. The mob farm outside, of course, that we've been working on. And then once I figured out some sort of design that we're going to go with, I'll bring you guys back in and we can expand on that with some chests and all of that good stuff. So after crafting those 64 hoppers, I decided that actually that was way too many hoppers to be using on one build. So I forced myself into thinking a little bit more about the water streams, and I think I might have figured something out, you know. So so far we've got this. All the water streams are leading directly towards the area that I want them to be leading into, which is this central channel here, which runs from side to side. Sorry if you heard that loud car noise in the background. Once again, can't control what goes on outside the windows, unfortunately. But as I was saying, we've got the water streams heading in the sort of direction that we want them to go in, which is towards this central channel. Any items that come under towards these slabs will be flushed underneath. Anything that comes to this area here will be pushed down into this next segment. But of course, we do need to figure out a way to bring them again closer towards the central channel. So I'm going to dig this out one more block down, and eventually going to have water that runs from each side towards the center, and then we're just going to collect everything centrally, which was the initial plan, and I think the much better plan than wasting a ton of hoppers. So I'm going to continue work here, as I usually do, and if we can figure something out by the end of the episode, then great. If not, we'll cut it short and get back to it the next time we join in with the series, which will probably be either tomorrow or the day after. So not too long to wait anyway. But as I was saying, back to work, and I will let you guys know how things turn out. Wow, so maybe water is a bit easier than I thought it was. We actually managed to get something figured out here and reduced our hopper consumption from over a stack probably to around 3, and then any more that we use to filter the items down below. So we're going to have a central hopper right here, and then one off to the side right here. If we can get that done. Oh god, I can't be sure that that's going into the back, so I'm gonna have to redo that. We'll come over this side maybe and try it like this. Can we just like that, please? Thank you. Okay, so that should be working, and then one on this side. Just do no. Just do that, please. There we go. Okay, so items dropped into there should go into the middle. So if we test that on this side too, we should have 2 buckets in the center. We do. Perfect. So this is working as intended, and I'm pretty sure that wherever the items land, they should make their way towards this central area, which is great. And now we don't need to worry about using tons and tons of hoppers. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today, you guys. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Made some great progress once again with our mob farm, and that thing is going to produce great results. I can already tell from the small test that we did in today's video. So if you did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like down below. That is very much appreciated by myself and definitely will help the channel out. As well as that, make sure to comment if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, feedback, anything to say in general. Just put it down below. I'll be sure to respond to every single one of those. And finally, if you are new around here or haven't subscribed yet and have been watching my videos, then make sure you do that to stay tuned to this series and anything else that I do decide to post. So once again, you guys, thank you very much for watching and taking precious time out of your day to spend it on my channel. I really do appreciate it. It is great to have you all around. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Bye for now.